Hello, welcome to 5 Core. Today we are going to discuss about the new topic hardware security module where Prakash Kumar has shared one of the basic topic about the hardware security module. The main idea behind this topic is that the enhancing security with HSM in TC38XQ Microcontrollers, a comprehensive guide. Yes, I totally agree that here in this topic we really didn't uh, discuss more about the particular microcontroller or TC38XQ deeply, but it is a basic understanding since the TC38XQ is very uh, good microcontroller and it is having its HSM module. So most of the automotive companies are being used this microcontroller. So that's why we just taken this point here. So let's not to wait and start the discussion about this topic. So let me maximize the screen how it really looks like. So generally, what do we understand the meaning of hardware security module? As we know, there are a lot of things and lot of concepts are being used in case of automotive vehicles, then we might have thinking how really our vehicles are safe to consider whenever our multiple bootloader as well as application softwares are being installed onto the flash memory of the microcontroller. How it can be safety, that we need to understand. So to understand this point, this is one of the articles which that is giving the basic understanding about this hardware security module. So instead of waiting, let's discuss about this. Generally, the hardware security module is a dedicated hardware device designed to provide a high level of security for cryptographic operations. Here are the different points which we will be discussing. But generally, before to that, let us discuss about the security module. Generally, there are two types of a security module. One is called software security module, nothing but SSM, and another one is the hardware security module is nothing but your HSM. Here we are discussing about the hardware security module. Whenever security came to picture, first we were supposed to use software security module. But whenever we understood that this is not that much safe and whenever we are working in the embedded fields with different electronics control units, different devices, at that moment the software security module was not sufficient to provide the security to the hardware related devices. Let's say your sensor control, your memory units, your any IO peripherals can be hacked and can be controlled by the unknown unauthorized persons. So that's why hardware security module came to picture. So if you see here, a hardware security module is a dedicated hardware unit designed to securely manage and perform the various cryptographic operations. Yeah, its primary functions include the key generation, encryption, decryption, digital signatures, and hashing, etc. But in consideration of a microcontroller such as the TC38XQ or any microcontroller, as we know, TC38XQ from the Infineon is very famous and it's being used by multiple automotive OEMs. That's why I just took this name, but really I didn't discussed much more or explained about this microcontroller. But I promise in my next article or topics, obviously I will be going to discuss about it. We will be going to deeply for each idea where we will be discussing about. Yeah. So an HSM can be integrated to enhance the security of the system by providing a secure environment for cryptographic operation. Obviously, so let us discuss about the different functions of an HSM in a microcontroller. As we know, there are so many different functionalities which is provided by the HSM chip, which is a, a part of your electronics control unit. But here, let me clear you, HSM can be two part actually. That means sometimes what happens, the hardware security module might not be a part of your internal SoC or microcontroller chip itself. So for that purpose, you need to interfaces separate, integrated, separate hardware chip, HSM chip with your microcontroller by using some protocols, let's say SPI protocol or I2C protocol, something like that. But couple of microcontrollers are also providing on-chip HSM feature, HSM module itself integrated inside that chip. That means SoC itself is having the HSM feature, and by using that also we can do that. So let's discuss actually generally what are the basic functionalities of the HSM module in a microcontroller, which is generally being used nowadays in most of the microcontrollers. Yeah. So engineers, let's discuss about the different features or functions. So the most important function is that cryptographic operations. Under the cryptographic operations, there are different features. Let's say encryption or decryption. As we know, this is very simple and this is very common word nowadays. Everyone is being used. Either you are a IT software developer or a tester or non-IT, wherever you go, anywhere you go, you will be able to see that cryptographic operations. Very important point is that encryption or decryption. The hardware security module generally performs the symmetric, as you know, and asymmetric encryption and decryption operation. So as we know, there are different algorithms that is called AES is also a part of symmetric, and RSA or ECC there is actually asymmetric uh, encryption and decryption. So HSMs generally performs the encryption and decryption operations using various algorithms, ensuring that the data is being protected from unauthorized access or use. So this includes encrypting data to protect it from unauthorized access and decrypting data to make it stable. So generally what happens, suppose I am one of the issue and you are one of the issue also, whenever I transmit some data, I will be encrypting that original data what really I am going to send you with some algorithm, and which will be not really understandable by someone who will be getting this data, which is into some junk format. Actually, whenever I transmit this kind of a digital data, you cannot understand what it really is. But the similar way, every algorithm will be having, as we say, opposite reverse operation, like how we use that algorithm to encrypt the data. The similar way, same algorithm also is being implemented in the receiver side, so that the receiver will be able to decrypt this data. Okay. So yeah. So next point, that is called cryptographic key management. So generally, the hardware security module securely generate, store, and manage cryptographic keys. The hardware security module itself generates, stores, and manages cryptographic key used in used for encryption, decryption, authentication, and digital signatures. It includes the key generation based on the random numbers with high entropy levels. So, secure storage of keys and access control to ensure that only authorized entities can access the key. Yeah, so, digital signature is also a part of a cryptographic operations. So HSM create and verify digital signatures. If you might not be able to understand the digital signatures, I will be uploading a new video about the signatures separately, independently, so that you will be getting very good idea over that. Actually, what is a digital signature really? to ensure that the data authenticity and integrity. HSM generate the digital signatures which are used to authenticate the origin and integrity of data. Digital signatures are generated by encrypting a hash of the data using a private key. Okay. That also I will explain you later what is private. So let's discuss about the hashing. Hashing is nothing but the hardware security module performs also the hashing operations which are used to by the integrity of data. Hashing involves the generating a fixed size digest from the data, which can be used to check if the data has been tampered with or altered. So generally, what happens whenever I will be writing some data, after writing automatically, that hash algorithm will be generating another data and it will be storing with that actually. So whenever someone will be trying to change the original data and uh, uh, leave it in that point. So whenever any time after that power boot off or any time checking that integrity data verification, if it is not matching, is there any change? Obviously, it will be throwing error or warning, or it will not boot up first thing in case of secure boot that we will be discussing later. So trusted execution is nothing but actually the HSM provide a secure and isolated environment for critical cryptographic operation and sensitive data process, ensuring that these operations are performed with a protected boundary. Yeah. So that it also like reducing the risk of unauthorized access, tampering, or exposure of sensitive information, the host system or external. Generally, really, the trusted execution is a very important part of the microcontroller embedded field. Generally, they use the most nowadays because of IoT and all the features is being implemented nowadays. Believe me, this is a very good feature of the microcontroller. If someone already knowing, I hope they will feature whenever they will work. It's really very interesting. I would like to suggest to most of the cyber security engineers who is working in hardware module let's say in the embedded field. They really know how real the trusted execution. Yeah. So cryptographic acceleration. HSM can provide hardware acceleration for cryptographic operations, significantly improving the performance of cryptographic tasks without compromising the security. Yeah. So generally what it says actually the hardware acceleration for cryptographic operations whenever it do any kind of a cryptographic operations instead of using the software level of access, that's the use of a hardware security module and which it uh, pretty performance. So that is the main reason and advantages over other IT people how they use normal security. They will have their algorithm and all they will that. So the software which is running this is also code. Your cryptography is also a algorithm or code, right? So if both the software and codes will be staying in your memory, then if someone is trying to hack your software, obviously they will be first hacking your memory access. Once they have the access to the memory, they can able to hack your one software. Then why not they will be able to hack your mm, that cryptographic key itself. So obviously, if they will be able to access, then what is the benefits or advantages of using the cryptography or cybersecurity feature? So that's why it was the limitation in case of a software level of security. After that, then hardware level of security come to picture where HSM is part of security. Uh, so the next feature actually, as we know, the cryptographic operation is a main part or part of the hardware security module, but it is not limited into that only actually. So the next feature is called actually secure boot. So secure boot is nothing but like it ensures that the microcontroller boots up using trusted and authenticated firmware by verifying digital signatures during the boot. That means what happens? uh, every time whenever your device is getting power up, after that, what is happening with your software, nobody knows. So I might be changing your code, I might be hacking, I might be you bootloader software, how you will get right. If I know your microcontroller details, what is the microcontroller, what is the target, what is the derivative, uh, how much memory is there, in which way you are storing your memory, nothing but your bootloader. If I know everything, I can design another bootloader and I can hack your system, right? So in that way, your bootloader is not safe actually. So for this purpose, the new feature came actually secure bootloader actually. In short, we say secure boot. So generally, what happens whenever anytime it will be booting up or you power on your boot ROM will be running first actually the secure boot feature will be there with your HSM module, and first it will be checking the signature of the bootloader which was flashed for the first time. So after that, if there is any change, obviously your signature will be matching and it will stop booting of your device. So this is a nice feature which I really like it. I hope you all also will be. No, it's not limit into that. Actually, secure boot is a awesome, and I will try my best to discuss over it, and continuously I will try to share my ideas over the 5 core YouTube channel. Okay. So next is the secure storage. Yeah. So it also protects the sensitive data by storing it in an encrypted format, inaccessible to unauthorized access. Whatever the data also you store inside your memory, it doesn't store directly. First thing, any data will be coming. First, it will be encrypting those data into some junk formats, and after that, it will be storing the memory. Whenever, anytime, you will be requesting same data, trying to read from the memory. Again, it will be sending. So there are two ways actually. I can decrypt it and send you, but uh, I, you can also get the same data and you can also decrypt. You are the authentic. Okay. Yeah. So next is the authentication. It validates the identity of devices or users by managing and verifying credentials and certificates. Yeah, so any device also can be protected by using this HSM module. And next is the tamper detection and response. Actually, generally it detects the physical or logical tampering attempts and takes protective actions such as erasing sensitive data or shutting down the system. So this is also tampering means suppose someone did some changes in my code or one bit changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, it will be happening. Some key generated before it happened, always it will be storing by the HSM module. So whenever generally next time it will be waking up and it will be checking that data. If any data changes, any tampering happened, automatically what it will do actually, you can uh, implement that feature. Let's say like you want to, if something tampered already, you can erase that sensitive data immediately, or you can shut down the system, it will not start. Yeah, so random number generation also is one kind of feature that is generally it provides the high quality random numbers necessary for cryptographic functions. Let's say in our automotive issue, in case of a 27 securities access service ID, generally whenever you testing the 2701 service, in that case actually, if you remember, you will be using general pseudo function in our C programming to generate the random number as a seed value as a response of the 2701 service. So in case of HSM, uh, your security access service will be using the hardware security module chief requesting, and HSM will be generating one very secure random number which is transmitted by the issue. Yeah. So next is the integration of HSM in the TC38XQ microcontroller. Really, I just gave taken one of the microcontroller name, but really it's not like that. I have explained them more. Yeah. So TC38XQ microcontroller is a part of Infineon's RX family. So integrates an HSM to enhance the security. The HSM can be integrated with the TC microcontroller using various interfaces such as SPI, I2C, or UART. The HSM can be configured to work in conjunction with the microcontroller CPU to perform the cryptographic operations. The HSM can also be used to offload computationally intensive cryptographic operations from the microcontroller CPU, freeing up resources for other tasks. Here's how it fits into the architecture. Let's discuss about it. A dedicated security hardware, yes. So we need a dedicated security hardware. Generally, TC38XQ is having a module. We can use that, or otherwise having a small chip, other microcontroller. Secure boot and firmware protection. The HSM assists in secure boot processes by verifying the authenticity of the firmware, ensuring that only trusted software is. So the secure communication means it facilitates, or the HSM module facilitates the secure communication between the microcontroller and other devices by handling encryption, decryption, and authentication. Okay. So key management and storage is nothing but the HSM securely manages cryptographic keys and other sensitive information storage mechanism to prevent unauthorized access. Isolation and access control. The HSM operates in isolation from the main application processor, providing an additional layer of security. Access to HSM resources is tightly controlled and restricted to unauthorized entities only. So tamper resistance also, the TC38XQ HSM includes tamper detection mechanism that can trigger protective measures to secure the critical data if tampering is. Yeah. So generally the practical implementation steps of HSM. So initial setup, generally we need to do first during this microcontroller initialization. We need to do the configuration of the HSM module by setting up cryptographic algorithms and basic policies. So then we also need to do the secure boot configuration. That means to implement and the secure boot by loading the bootloader and firmware into the microcontroller, and also the HSM will be verifying the firmware signature during age. Next is the communication security. For secure communication, the HSM to encrypt data before transmission and decrypt coming. Ongoing security operations, yes, utilize the HSM for ongoing cryptographic operations such as encrypt data, generating digital signatures, and verify, etc. Lot of features and functionalities are there. Just given a basic understanding about. So as a conclusion, what we can understand the HSM module in a microcontroller like the TC38XQ is designed to provide a secure environment for cryptographic operations, including key generation, encryption, decryption, digital signatures, and hashing. The HSM can be integrated with the microcontroller using various interfaces that provide several benefits. Commands and simplified. Yeah. So if you really look onto this, this is one of the simple image actually how really the HSM works. If you see, this is your actual system peripheral bus of your microcontroller. This is a 32-bit microcontroller. This image been taken from the Infineon itself. For that TC38XQ. And if you see, it has a firewall layer where it will be protecting, and after that you will be having the HSM domain hardware security module where HSM is having a separate core actually inside the TC38XQ microcontroller. It generally runs in core 0 where uh, it will be having its own timer. So TRNH, then AES128 from RAM, 32-bit CPU there. That is nothing but your core 0 in case of a TCP microcontroller. So generally 32-bit here in Cortex M3 processor which up to 100 MHz CPU speed. MPU feature is also having memory protection unit, medium beta compliant, true random number generator. So that's it. This is what a basic understanding about the hardware security module in microcontroller. As we know, there are a lot of things, but really to work in embedded systems and in cyber security features, not only the software security module, but also it hardware security module really interesting and fantastic idea as well as more safety. Yeah. So for today, that is the one of the most important basic idea about the hardware security module. Let's wind up this. I hope you will be getting to know the basic understanding about the hardware security module in microcontroller. So I am ending this video for today. I will coming up with my new idea in the next. For this time, tune it on for me and wait for me for the next. Thank you. Bye bye.